So what I hope to show you in this video is how to install Venus OS 2.8, which just came out recently and does require a clean install on a Raspberry Pi like I have. So if you have a Serbo GX, a Color Control GX, Venus GX, any other kind of official hardware, skip this part. I'll put some what am I gonna put? Some timestamps down below in the description, or just scrub along in the video and skip this boring stuff. The next thing we're going to talk about is GUI Mods, which is a great add-on. Super simple to install these days. And then lastly, I'm going to show you how to install the serial battery driver for custom DIY batteries, running your own BMS, like a Daly JBD. I think there's a bunch of other BMSs that are supported, and we are going to make this thing amazing and super powerful. Let me show you what I can do with mine right now. So this is my current setup, and all this extra information that you're seeing is from GUI Mods, and that's the this power meter here for how much of my battery am I using. Here's one right here, my shore power. How much am I pulling from that? It's telling me, you know, I'm a little over about halfway of what I should be able to pull. Here's a nice one here, my AC, kind of what my capacity is at there. We have 6,000 watts of inverting capacity. We're using well, actually we're using none, but you know, it's not using much there. On the solar side, we're not using any because it's at night. And the red bits here show you kind of where your warning areas are, and the green is kind of what you're using as far as your capacity is concerned. And here's some other really cool things you can do with it. You can tap right here, and then you can set your input current limits. Great for when you're boondocking, or not boondocking, well, boondocking, maybe using a smaller generator. You need to go to 15 amps, you just tap it, it's done. You're at a campground, 30 amps, good to go. Or whatever you are on our generator, we'll crank that up to 45, 50, whatever. Cool stuff there. And here's a nice one here. You get this little button here. You can easily switch the inverter mode. Super nice. We do that every now and again. Some other things it does, it gives you 12-hour time. And oh, and I think temperature and Fahrenheit. So let me show you what you get here. Oh, this is our battery monitor. And where are we at here? Nope, not there. Display and language, GUI Mods. This is, oh, can you even get updates right here? Oh, that's pretty cool. I haven't played around with this too much, but this pretty much, it's persistent. This survives updates. I have tested that and updated, and it all just works. And the other thing it does is it also does Raspberry Pi setup for you. I've got other videos out there where it was a really long, complicated process to get it working. This makes it super easy. So these are all some different things you can do. All the different options that it gives you. Yeah, like the time format, the power gauges. Here's where you set up all the settings for it. So kind of what you have to tell it, you know, what's your peak inverting power, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool. I don't know, I really like it. So for me, because ours is a Raspberry Pi with a 7-inch touchscreen on it, I'm gonna have to pull that out of the wall, pull the SD card out of it, and then manually write the latest Venus OS to it, install fresh. Not a big deal. A lot of the same stuff, it'll all just work out of the box. So jump on the computer and screen share and show you everything I'm doing so you can follow along. And this will work for, well, this part, yeah, skip ahead if you don't have a Raspberry Pi, but if you do, follow along. So for those of you that don't know my setup, this is the official Raspberry Pi 7-inch touchscreen with a case, and the Raspberry Pi goes right in there. It's really great, except to pull the mini micro SD card out, I have to pull the case off. It's just a couple screws. It's not a big deal, but it's just a little pain in the butt. So I'm going to take care of that right now. Okay, so let's get started here. And first we need to download the latest image, and I'll include this link in the description for you to find it. Victron has moved it a little bit, and they've also changed their file formatting a little bit. They're not doing zips anymore. At least they're not updating them anymore. Now they're doing this WIC file, .gz. It looks like it's just some kind of different image format. It works just the same. Most etching programs to burn an image to an SD card use it just fine. So what you want to do is download the latest one, and this is going to be 2.8.0, and you can tell this is today. It is February 2nd, and that was updated today, so this is the one we want to download. And as you can see, I've already downloaded it, so we're going to skip ahead to that. And I have a program here called Etcher, or a Balena Etcher, whatever that is. I don't know. Whatever program you got that can take a SD card image and flash it to a file, that's what you want to use. So I'm going to flash from a file. What was this called? Venus something or other? Okay. Looks like I've downloaded these things a couple of times before. These are previous versions. Let me just check the dates on these. Yeah, that's today's, February 2nd, so let's roll with that one. We're going to select the target. Oh, I thought I had it in there. I've got one of these little guys here that I'm using on my, and that's the little chip there. Sometimes you got to reseat those. Just put that right into my 2015 MacBook Pro because it has an SD card reader. Imagine that. I have a 2019 as well, but alright, that's the one we want to do. And let's flash it. That's the one from my Raspberry Pi, so here we go. Oh, close your eyes. Wow, that didn't take long at all. Hooray! Okay, that's done, so we can put that, we can have that ready to go. But while we're at the computer here, I want to take care of a couple of other things. And so what you're going to want to have with you is, for those of you that have followed along with these other video series that I've done, I don't do them beforehand because if I run into any problems, I want you to see how I solve them. So anyway, one of the things we also need to do is download a couple other packages to USB sticks. So I recommend have a couple, and let's load some software onto one of them here. Actually, I haven't even loaded this up. Hopefully there's nothing horrible on it. So the first thing we need to download is the GUI Mods SetupHelper. And what that does is that allows you to load in the other ones. And there's an auto installer for it. And the reason why we want the GUI Mods SetupHelper is because it also has the Raspberry Pi display setup, which is also auto-loadable from a USB stick, or I believe possibly from the GUI. We might not even need to get in here. Like we may be able to do this without any command line craziness, which will be amazing. So, so what we need to do first is download the SetupHelper, and I'll have this link below as well. So you go down here. There's a Venus data
tar.gz, whatever file. Download that guy and put it on your USB stick. And I'm going to do that now. There it is. Oh. There we go. And we'll just drop it in there. And hopefully that is it for GUI mods.
Alright, we got that in there. It is not powered on yet. I'm going to do that with you live. And back here, just want to show what we got going on. So I have my, let's see, maybe you can see, it's tough to see. There's two USB sticks in the USB area, and then there's my two USB extension cords, and those go down into the bay down there. And that is what connects to all my data. All we have left to do is give it power, so let's go ahead and do that. This is normal. It boots upside down the very first go around, and usually I have to rotate it manually through some scripts and stuff. You can see some other videos we did on that, but it should be running the initial install script from that USB flash drive. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing here for a little bit. So we're probably gonna have to go and connect to it via network. And it's dark in here now, but I have mine connected up to Ethernet. You may have to go through the Wi-Fi connection process, which is a little bit trickier. Ethernet is way easier, so we're gonna jump into that.
One of the nice things about Venus 2.8 is Bluetooth works out of the box with Raspberry Pi Model 3. So you can connect to it with Venus Connect app on your mobile device, and we're going to do that now. You can see I've got the new one up there. We're going to connect to it. The default code is 6 zeros. Click on the gear to select the network settings. Connect to your Wi-Fi network, put in the passphrase, and you should be good to go. And then you can connect to it with the IP address that it displays on the next screen here.
We are back in action. This is the normal IP that the Raspberry Pi shows up as. If you have a router, I use a DDWRT router. You can scroll down, or you can look at your network thing and see what your IP address of your Raspberry Pi is. It shows up as Raspberry Pi 2 for the host name. You can find it. There are applications out there as well for like Raspberry Pi Finder, things like that. We got to find that SetupHelper. So let's jump into menu, settings. Where would SetupHelper be? Oh, right, in GUI mods again. So we got to go to display and language. We don't get anything extra there. Well, let's see, what did we screw up here? SetupHelper. So the blind install, that's what we did. Copy it to, place it, reboot twice, allowing the system to display the GUI each time. After the second reboot, you should find the package manager menus at the bottom of the settings menu. Alright. So let's go there. Bottom of the settings menu. Package manager, there it is, look at that! Alright, this is pretty cool. Alright, automatic GitHub downloads. For right now, let's do no. Inactive packages. So, what do we want here? We do want GUI mods. So, add GUI mods. Latest, probably. Proceed. That's pretty crazy, if that's as easy as it is. Alright, let's try the Raspberry Pi display setup. Latest, proceed, yes. Okay, what else do we got? I don't need the tank. 123 Smart BMS Venus. I don't even know what that is. Well, if you have a 123 Smart BMS, you might be interested in that. Tank repeater, I'm going to worry about that. I don't do any VE can. So far, generator connector, that would be pretty cool. I don't know what auto install packages is. For right now, I'm going to leave that alone. I do want to see. Okay, those are the ones that are live, and we didn't even need the extra USB sticks or anything like that for all that extra other stuff. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right. I'm guessing it probably needs a reboot before any of this stuff is going to work. Yeah. Oh. So let's give it a reboot. And just want to make sure all my devices showed up. Yep. I'm on pass-through. It's kind of weird. Oh, probably because I don't know, reasons. We'll sort that out. Alright, let's reboot it here. It shows it as live over here, but it's not connected yet. Or it's not online yet. Maybe it's working. So the first reboot, it installs. Second reboot, or yeah, it installs, reboots, it runs, reboot, it actually displays things. We'll see. Alright, let's reconnect again. Alright, there it goes. We'll probably, let's see if we see anything in settings now. Huh. I wonder if it's all the way at the bottom here of stuff again. I wonder if it changed. Oh, did it not install? Oh, we never installed it. Well, let's install it. Install setup. Oh, no, we're already on SetupHelper. No, that's the one we want to use. I don't know that it... Yeah, we want to do that. Okay, now it's stored. Oh, okay, and we didn't install it. All right. Oh, that killed that connection. All right, that's back. Oh, right, because it reordered things. Okay, that must have worked. So this is a little different than the way it was before. Active packages. Okay, it was our Raspberry Pi setup was never installed. Okay, so we'll go here. Now we have to actually download it. Proceed, of course. It begins in 9.2 minutes. Alright, we'll be back in 9 minutes, I guess. Alright, well, while we were waiting, it ended up rebooting, and it's working so far, but it is upside down. But, yeah. We'll need to, I'll need to dig into the settings and see what we can find out here. Okay, so we're back in action here. Let's see if we can figure out... Would it be in display? GUI mods? Would there be anything about the Raspberry Pi thing? No? Package manager. Active packages. Okay, that did install. Is there anything here about includes much of the support? Okay. Oh. Looks like we may have to manually rotate, which kind of stinks. So you can get most of the way there. If you're willing to just spin that thing around, you know, turn it, I guess I could do that. But I don't know. All right, let's see what we would do here. So let's go with the terminal. Oh, no. Before we do that, let's well, actually, before we do that, let's look at what we get here now. So this is pretty cool. So this is what we're looking at as it stands right now. For some reason, my Multiplus is still stuck in pass-through. It might be because I'm using so much power. I'm not sure exactly. So I'm going to play around with that, but that's not super important for this right now. It could be related to my battery situation. I may need to load in that driver. The BMS could be stuck in like a discharge-only mode. I don't know. So I'm not going to worry about that for the moment, but here's what's pretty cool. So this has changed from what I showed you initially. If we click on the power, the AC input side, we see all this stuff. So this is pretty cool. So actually, I usually need to drop mine down to like 18 amps because I don't like, my breaker is 20 amps, but I have some other things running off of it as well. So now it's at 18. We click here, we get all those same options, but you get your own panel for it now, so that's kind of cool. What else we get? On the AC loads, same kind of thing. I did kind of like, well, you still get all that information there, and I love that you get remain, the time to go on there too. I have played around with cleaning up the UI on this a little bit. Like I said, I may commit those changes back if they're interested. But you can click on battery, you get stuff there too. Looks like we're discharging, like I said, 5 days. We're pretty good. We got, we're pulling 8 amps, 24 volts. We've got like 1100 amp hours, or maybe more. Yeah, like 1100. Which is nice. Okay, let's okay, so to get into command line, remember, we got to go in general. We hold here all the way over. I'm holding on the right button now. There we go. You hold the right button long enough and you get root. So we're going to give ourselves a password here. Enable SSH on LAN. And oh, you know, while we're here, we got to make sure we set up VRM as well. Got to make sure VRM is happening. I like to do every minute because I'm a monster, and I love the data. I love the better resolution that we get on that data. So I should be good there. Yes, I always like DVCC on. Okay, so now we should be able to go terminal, grab that IP address, pull open our terminal, SSH, root, cat, or no, it's not root, it's, is it just pi? Oh, crap. Right, when you rebuild a system, you gotta do this. So RM Let's try that now. Yes. You know, I bet the username's wrong. Victron SSH username. Oh, it is root. Okay, my bad. Alright, password is, or username is root. Password is the password I typed in before. Okay. So where are we at here? It's been a while since I've been in here. U-boot, that's where we need to go. So cd u-boot. And nano config.txt. And we need to do the rotation. So I think actually what I'm going to pull up here is, so I had this here too. The my original Google Docs document here. Let's find the what are these settings here? Oh, okay. Let's look at that. So we gotta add that on there. All right, LCD rotate 2. Looks like the resolution is not being set. Let's just try the rotate and see what happens. So Control O, save it, and reboot. Let's see what happens.
Alright, there we go. Let's see if this works. Calibration looks okay, looks passable. Hopefully we're just waiting for some things to come online. Yeah, we are. Looks like we're waiting for the Multiplus to come online. You know, I'm wondering if the Multiplus needs to be updated. I don't know. Or I need to get that battery driver in there. But it looks like we're in good shape. And I only had to touch the command line once, so that's not bad. And we get all these cool new features. I mean, this is pretty cool. I like all this stuff. Come on. There we go. All right, let's get that battery driver going, and then I think we're in pretty good shape. So we're just missing our serial battery driver. While we were waiting, what I did for the Raspberry Pi display thing to update, I loaded the Venus data, the new Venus data file on this thumb drive. I'm gonna put it on the Pi over here and reboot, and I'll have to reboot again, and we'll see if it shows up. Okay? All right, here is the first boot. We're starting. Oh, there it is. The serial battery. And the Multiplus still doesn't want to charge. To me, that's kind of weird. I don't know. That's a different issue. Oh, there it goes. It's just switched to bulk. You know, it might have been related to that. I'm guessing it had something to do with the BMS was probably put into a unknown state, and it needed this driver to wake back up and work properly. Cool. Cool. That's awesome. So we are in perfect shape now. Well, I know that was a little bit crazy. I wasn't sure exactly if it was going to all work out, but this is the first time I upgraded to Venus OS 2.80. Actually, we're on 2.81. I guess it was uploaded today. But as you can see, GUI Mods works with it. The serial BMS driver works with it. And we only touched the command line once, and I showed you how to do it. It's not that bad. I mean, Bluetooth works now out of the box with the Raspberry Pi. I mean, it's almost a first-class citizen in the Victron world. So, other than the fact that we don't get VE bus or tank monitors, and we have to buy USB dongles for everything, the Victron or the Raspberry Pi is not a bad option. Actually, if you only want to run like 1 or 2 VE bus devices, it still makes, I mean, this is like $100 for this set right here. So it's not a bad idea, not a bad way to go. All right, if you got any questions, comments, leave them in the comments below. Love to hear about it. Love to help you out. And I hope this video was useful and helpful for you. So see you next time.